So a cone snail is a deadly predator because of its highly specialized venom delivery system and the potency of its toxins. So yung ngipin ng cone snail, ihahagis niya yun na parang dart. So mabilisan lang yun. So pag natamaan ka, ibablock niya yung ion channels or receptors mo. So eto, ipiprevent niya yung neurons from sending messages. So, uh, yung venom niya, ibablock niya yung transmission nerve ng nerve impulses. So, this causes immediate paralysis. Okay. Dalawa yung processing of information uh, using the neurons. So, una is yung ganglia. So, ganglia is a simple cluster of neurons found in many invertebrates. So, para siyang mini brain. So, pinaprocess niya yung sensory input and coordinating responses on a local level. So, another one is yung brain. So, uh, mostly sa mga more complex organisms. So, neurons are organized in a centralized brain which processes vast amounts of information, enabling complex behaviors, learning, and memory. So, for example, pag meron kang brain only, so, example tayo, mga tao, mga aso, ibon. So, kung meron ka namang ganglia, tapos brain, o dalawa yon. So, for example, insects, octopus, tsaka yung squid. So, pag ganglia lang naman, so si ganglia simple processing lang. So, uh, mga snails, flatworms. So, yung mga snails, mga flatworms, wala silang utak. So, ganglia lang yung meron. So, the flow of information in the nervous system. So, una is si sensory input. So, sensors detect external stimuli. Ano ba yung mga external stimuli? Like light, sound, touch, and internal conditions. Ano yung internal conditions? So, blood pressure, temperature. So, this information is transmitted along sensory neurons. So, the sensory information is sent to the brain or the ganglia, where the interneurons ipiprocess siya ng mga neurons at i-interpret. So, ganglia or the brain is where the decisions or interpretations are made. And then, once processed, the signal leaves the brain or ganglia through motor neurons. So, these neurons trigger a response by activating muscles or glands. So, dendrites, these are highly branched extensions from the neuron cell body. So, ang ginagawa ng dendrite is magre-receive ng signal from other neurons. So, parang ano siya, uh, receiver siya ng signal. So, ito yung tinatawag nating input area ng neuron. So, si axon naman, it is a longer extension that transmits signals away from the cell body. So, the axon carries the electrical impulse toward other neurons, muscles, or glands. So, yung dulo ng axon branches, so, meron siyang terminal branches which connects to the other cells at synapses or where communication happens. Si axon hillock naman, this is the region where the axon connects to the cell body. So, it is a critical area because it's where the neuron decides whether to fire a signal based on the input from the dendrites. So, parang dun siya magde-decide if ipapasok niya ba yung signal na nakuha niya. Okay, or in summary, so si dendrites magre-receive ng signal, si axon hillock dun magde-decide siya doon, and then si axon yun yung magsisend ng signal. So, si synapse, that is where the communication with the next cell happens. O, pasa-pasa lang yan, transfer ng information. So, poriferans are the simplest animals and lack a true nervous system. So, wala siyang neurons, wala siyang brain, and wala din siyang ganglia. So, instead, they rely on specialized ciliated cells that can sense and control water flow through their body. So, these cells detect changes in water pressures and flow that can coordinate the opening and closing of pores to regulate it. So, cnidarians, gaya ng jellyfish, sea anemones, or hydra, so they are the simplest animals with a nervous system. So, their neurons are organized into a nerve net, so which is loose decentralized network of interconnected nerve cells or neurons. So they are spread throughout the body, especially in the body wall and tentacles. So, ang key feature ng nerve net is no central brain or spinal cord, no clear direction in signal flow. So, impulses can travel in multiple directions. This enables basic responses like muscle contraction when touched. So, echinoderms, like sea stars, sea urchins, and sea cucumbers, do not have a central brain. So, they have a nerve cords or nerve bundles made up of axons from many nerve cells. So, the cord helps transmit signals through the body. So, si sea star, meron siyang nerve net in each arm. So, each nerve net connects to a radial nerve running down the center of the arm. So, all radial nerves connect to a central nerve ring around the mouth. So, this allows coordination between arms even without a brain. So, interconnected yung mga arms ng sea star. So, yung eye spots naman, it's located at the tip of each arm. So, this can detect light and dark, helping the sea star move toward or away from stimuli. So, planarians are bilaterally symmetrical, meaning their left and right sides are mirror images along the central axis. This symmetry is associated with directional movement and a more organized nervous system. So, uh, bilateral nervous system mean they have a primitive centralized nervous system featuring cerebral ganglia and two ventral nerve cords. So, yung ventral nerve cords na meron ay yung longitudinal nerve cord tsaka peripheral nerve cords. So, cerebral ganglia, this is a cluster of nerve cells at the front or the head region that acts as a simple brain or control center. So, for annelids and arthropods, so example of annelids ay yung mga earthworms. So, meron silang ladder-like nervous system with segmental ganglia. Si arthropods naman, they have more specialized version, sometimes with fusion of ganglia in the thorax or head for more complex control. So, example ng arthropods is mga insects, crabs. Okay, this is uh, the nerves and the brain of planarian and annelid. So, example ng planarian na ay flatworm, yung annelid naman ay leech. So, magkaiba sila. Okay. Grasshoppers have more advanced nervous systems than annelids because of their specialized functional group. So, meron siyang sensory processing in the brain and ganglia, motor control for flight, walking, and jumping, complex coordination of sensory input like vision and sound, and behavior. So, si arthropod, si grasshopper. So, nervous system of mollusks. So, example ay octopus. So, si octopus ay cephalopod. Okay, mga bivalves, bivalves ang tawag natin sa mga clams, oysters. So, bivalves have a relatively simple nervous system compared sa mga mollusks. So, tatlong set ng ganglia lang ang meron sa mga bivalves. So, one near the foot for controlling movement, one near the mantle. So, this regulates respiration and shell closure. And one near the visceral mass. This is handles digestion and other internal processes. So, gastropods like snails or slugs have more developed nervous system than bivalves. So, meron naman silang 6 na ganglia. So, ang kinokontrol ng 6 na ganglia ay sensory processing. So, sensory processing for touch, taste, and chemical sensing. Next is motor control for foot movement and tentacle sensory. Next is cerebral ganglia, or this is considered the brain. So, this integrates sensory input from their environment. Okay. So, cephalopods naman ay yung mga octopus or squids. So, cephalopods have the most complex nervous system among invertebrates. So, their nervous system is highly sophisticated with up to 500 million neurons. Kaya sinasabi nilang pinakamatalinong hayop daw ay yung octopus. So, 2/3 of these neurons are concentrated in their arms, which can process information locally and independently of the brain. So, the brain of a cephalopod consists of lobes and tracts that are specialized for vision, memory, and behavioral control. concept check tayo. So, the increasing complexity of the nervous system in lower animals primarily corresponds to which of the following evolutionary advantages? So, the answer is enhanced sensory perception and motor control. So, improved interaction with the environment, which is essential for survival. Animals can detect and respond changes in their surroundings more quickly. So, better coordination of movement for tasks like finding food, escaping predators, and reproducing. Advanced behaviors such as learning and memory contribute to more effective survival strategies. Cephalization is a key trend in nervous system evolution. What is the primary advantage of this development? So, the primary advantage is increased efficiency in detecting and responding to stimuli. So, having sensory organs clustered in the head allows the organism to process sensory information quickly and coordinate responses more effectively. This arrangement ensures that sensory information is gathered and processed in one central location. So, mas mabilis yung decision making. So, cephalization also allows for better integration of motor control as the brain can send coordinated signals to various parts of the body para mas magiging precise yung movement. So, this is the nervous system of vertebrates. So, meron tayong central nervous system which is composed of the brain and spinal cord. Meron din tayong peripheral nervous system which is composed of the nerves and ganglia. So, the spinal cord conveys information from the brain to the peripheral nervous system. And then the spinal cord also produces reflexes independently of the brain. A reflex is a body's automatic response to a stimulus. So, yung reflex, involuntary siya. So, before mo pa maisip yung gagawin, meron kang body reflexes. For example, pag binartilyo yung tuhod mo, okay, ano mangyayari? Okay, merong tinatawag na knee-jerk reflex. So, eto yung knee-jerk reflex. So, when a doctor taps the patellar tendon with a mallet, it stretches the tendon and the quadriceps muscle in the thigh. So, the stretch receptors or ang tinatawag nating muscle spindles in the quadricep detects this stretch. So, these receptors are sensitive to changes in the muscle length. And then, the sensory receptors send an electrical impulse through the sensory neuron of the spinal cord. The sensory neuron enters the spinal cord at the lumbar region or lower back. Disiket mo. Okay. And then, the spinal cord, the sensory neuron synapses directly with the motor neuron. This is the key feature of monosynaptic reflex. So, there's only one synapse between the sensory and motor neurons, which makes the response quick. And then the motor neuron then transmits an impulse back to the quadricep muscle, causing it to contract. As a result, the contraction of the quadricep, the lower leg jerks up. So, no martilyon datatumang mo, ti-reflex na tabagim is, i-move mo di jay sakam. So, pasang ingatom. Kasi mo. Okay. Ulit lang. So, minartilyo da and then magna di jay. Minartilyo da and then ag-activate ni sensory receptor mo and then ag-transmit ti signal. So, from di tumong mo, mapan ni di lower back mo, magnakan spinal cord, mapan brain. And then, i-register na kan brain nga, nasaktan ka. And then, after that, mapan ni motor neuron. So, transfer ka ni motor neuron mat, ibaon na ni leg mo nga ag-move. Or ni muscle mo nga ag-move. So, from sensory, and then mapan ni brain, and then motor output. So, ganito yung mangyayari. Oh. So, si sensory input siya yung nag-gather ng information. And then, integration, yung nasa brain na siya. So, ipaprocess niya or i-interpret niya yung sensory input. And then, motor output, yun yung response ng muscle and glands. Okay, mga tagitim, mga napapanood na, for example, yung mga Indian movies. Yung nahuhulog siya sa cliff. So, tapos ang tagal pa ng bidang lalaki na i-catch yung babae. So, in reality, hindi yun totoo. Hindi siya, malayo siya sa realidad kasi mabilis lang mahulog yung babae. So, nagpo-process pa lang sa brain mo na nahulog yung tao. So, hindi ka pa directly makaka-react. So, sometimes, if meron tayong nakitang nahuhulog, hindi natin siya nakakatch agad kahit nakita na natin. So, pag nangyari yun, mabagal mag-transmit yung ating nerves ng information. Pero meron mga tao na mabilis ang reflexes. So, this is the nervous system. So, under central nervous system, nandun yung brain tsaka spinal cord. So, si peripheral nervous system naman, merong autonomic at tsaka somatic. So, si somatic, yun yung voluntary movements. For example, tinungpada ka. Okay, what's your voluntary movement? Either agsangit ka or tumungpa ka mat. So, meron din yung involuntary movements. Ano ba yung involuntary movements? So, for example, involuntary movement is yung mga mannerisms. So, you are not aware that you are doing it. Or, pwede din yung may tatlong klase. So, fight, flight, response. So, ito yung, for example, yung tinatawag na self-defense. So, dito na papasok yung reflex. So, before pa i-process ng brain mo na in danger ka, nag-react na yung katawan mo. So, si sympathetic division naman, ayun yung rest and relax action. For example, napagod ka. Maghapon kang nagtrabaho, pag uwi mo, so hihiga ka. So, pinaprocess ng brain mo yung rest and relax action. So, alam niyang pagod ka, so, kailangan mong mag-rest. So, involuntary DJ nga movement. Kasi lang, pwede nga haan mo panunutin nga obraen, ngem ubobraem. Another one is the digestive system. So, ni digestive system tayo, kahit hindi siya utusan ng utak na mag-digest siya, ginagawa niya yung trabaho niya. So, independent si digestive system. So, sometimes inuutusan siya ng brain, sometimes hindi. So, this is the central canal or the spinal cord and the ventricles or the brain are filled with cerebrospinal fluid or CSF. So this is a cushion that provides chemical stability and helps with waste removal. So etong CSF, tuloy-tuloy lang yung pagpo-produce at pag-absorb. So if the flow of the CSF is disrupted, so pwede siyang mag-cause ng hydrocephalus. So si hydrocephalus kasi, it is the excess of CSF build up in the brain. So if nakakita ka, the patient nga at the hydrocephalus na, di ba nagdakkel di jay ulo na. Super dakkel di ulo na kasi sobra-sobra ti panag-create ti cerebrospinal fluid. So madimit ti sobra. Dapat ket normal lang. So here the gray matter is composed of the processing and integration of sensory information and motor commands. So, dito nangyayari yung decision making, memory, and other higher cognitive functions ng ating brain. So, in the spinal cord, the gray matter is involved in reflexes and sensory motor integration. Dito naman sa white matter, so, nangyayari dito yung signal transmission. So, white matter is responsible for quick communication between different regions of the brain, between the brain and the spinal cord. Dito din nangyayari yung coordination movement. So, this helps to coordinate sensory and motor information across the nervous system. Neurons are the functional units of the nervous system. They transmit electrical signals called nerve impulses or action potentials to communicate with other neurons, muscles, and glands. Okay. So, number 2 is the glial cell. So, ito yung mga supporting cells. So, may iba't ibang supporting cells sa central nervous system tsaka sa peripheral nervous system. So, meron ditong sa CNS, merong astrocytes, microglia, ependymal cells, and oligodendrocytes. Sa peripheral nervous system naman, merong Schwann cells tsaka satellite cells. So, ang purpose na sa CNS, ang purpose nila ay they protect the neurons. They serve as barrier between capillaries and neurons. So, they wrap nerves and produces. Okay. So, astrocytes support neurons, maintain blood-brain barrier, regulate blood flow, and repair damage. So, ependymal cells, they produce and circulate cerebrospinal fluid. Si oligodendrocytes naman, so they myelinate axons within the central nervous system. Si microglia naman, it is the immune defense and phagocytosis of debris. So, si Schwann cells naman, sa PNS, so they myelinate axons in the PNS and aid in regeneration. Si satellite cells, they support and protect neuron cell bodies in the PNS. Okay. Ay, nasabi ko na sa Okay. Concept check. So, a scientist observes a neuron under a microscope and notices that it lacks dendrites. What would be the most likely effect on its function? So, ang mangyayari is, it would fail to receive and integrate signals from other neurons. Si dendrites kasi, so, yun yung primary structure on neurons na nagre-receive ng incoming signal from other neurons or sensory receptors. A neuroscientist is studying a disease that selectively destroys oligodendrocytes. What is the most likely effect on CNS function? So, it will slow nerve impulse conduction due to demyelination. So, when oligodendrocytes are destroyed, myelin is lost. This leads to a slower conduction of nerve impulses because the action potentials move more slowly along unmyelinated axons and are less efficient in transmitting signals. So these are the brain parts. We have the brainstem, cerebellum, cerebrum, and diencephalon. So the cerebellum is important for coordination and error checking during motor, perpetual, and cognitive functions. So ito yung involved sa learning and remembering motor skills. So meron yung tinatawag na muscle memory. So ito yung sobrang sanay na yung na-master na ng katawan mo yung ginagawa mo. So, kasi ini-involve dito si cerebellum. So, ni-store na niya yung information. So, sanay ka na dun sa ginagawa mo. So, kahit may iba kang ginagawa, kayang-kaya mong gawin yon. For example, yung pag-aganchilyo. So, pwede mong, na-remember mo na yung motor skill na yon. So, kahit may iba kang ginagawa, nakikipagkwentuhan, kayang-kaya mo yung isabay. So, dito na papasok yung multitasking. And then, si diencephalon. So, merong tatlong region si diencephalon, yung epithalamus, thalamus, tsaka hypothalamus. So, si epithalamus, siya yung nag-generate ng CSF from the blood. Si thalamus naman, that is the main input center of the cerebrum and the main output center leaving the cerebrum. So, si thalamus nasa gitna lang siya. Si hypothalamus naman, ito yung homeostasis and basic survival behaviors such as feeding, fighting, fleeing, and reproducing. Okay. Siya yung in charge doon. And then si cerebrum naman, so dalawa siya. So, meron siyang right and left hemisphere. So dalawa siya, gray matter tsaka white matter. So, in humans, the cerebral cortex is the largest and most complex part of the brain. So, nandito yung basal nuclei, which are important centers for planning and learning movement sequences. So, ito yung itsura niya. Ito yung itsura ng cerebral cortex. So, studies of brain activity have mapped areas responsible for language and speech. So, broadcast area in the frontal lobe is active when speech is generated. So, Wernicke's area or Wernicke's area in the temporal lobe is active when speech is heard. So, the peripheral nervous system connects the central nervous system to the rest of the body, transmitting sensory information to the CNS throughout afferent neurons and motor commands away from the CNS via efferent neurons. So, the PNS includes cranial nerves, which originate in the brain and serve the head and neck, and spinal nerves, which originate in the spinal cord and serve the body below the head. So, it is divided into the somatic nervous system, which controls voluntary movement, and the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary functions like heart rate and digestion. So, ito yung parts ng peripheral nervous system. So, ito yung sa paano mag-process ng information. So, from receptor, magkakaroon ng input dito kung ano man yung stimuli and then mapupunta siya sa cell body neuron. So, dadaan siya sa posterior root ganglion, pupunta siya sa dendrites. So, si dendrites, interconnected sila. So, nandito sa roots ng dendrites yung pag-transfer ng information. And then, iti-transfer niya yung information dito sa kabilang neuron. And then, dadaan sa motor neuron. Tapos, dadaan sa axon. And then, pupunta siya sa muscles and glands. Concept check. Okay. The patient suffers a spinal cord injury and loses the ability to feel sensations from the lower limbs but retains movement. Based on your knowledge of nervous system pathways, which structure is most likely damaged? So, sensory neurons in the dorsal root. So, bakit? So, the dorsal root carries sensory information from the body to the spinal cord, including sensations like touch, pain, and temperature. So, pag na-damage yung sensory neurons dun sa dorsal root, magkakaroon ka ng loss of sensation. Pero hindi niya aapektuhan yung motor function. So, as the motor neurons is in the ventral horn, so, the motor neuron in the ventral horn is responsible for movement and would still be intact in this case. Okay, so the direction nerve impulse is traveling. So from sensory neurons, so sensory from the senses, so they carry impulses from sensory receptors to the central nervous system. So ito yung mga vision, hearing, equilibrium or balance, taste, smell, pressure, pain, heat. Si motor neurons naman, they carry impulses from the central nervous system to muscles and glands. Tapos si interneurons naman, it connects the sensory and motor neurons. Okay. So si sensory from impulses to central nervous system. Si motor from nervous system, central nervous system to muscles and glands. Interneurons yung nagko-connect sa kanilang dalawa. Okay, I don't know how to explain this one. So the autonomic nervous system is a division of the peripheral nervous system that controls involuntary bodily functions such as heart rate, blood pressure, digestion, respiration, and glandular activity. Glandular. So it operates automatically without conscious control to maintain homeostasis and regulate the internal environment of the body. So, the peripheral nervous system, so dalawa yung functional components niya, yung motor system tsaka autonomic nervous system. Motor, it carries a signal to skeletal muscles. And then, si autonomic naman, it regulates the internal environment. So, si motor, voluntary, si autonomic, involuntary. So, eto na yung parasympathetic tsaka sympathetic division. So, si parasympathetic, nandyan yung
constricts the pupillae, constricts the bronchi and lungs, stimulates salivary gland secretion. Si sympathetic division naman, ito yung nagda-dilate ng pupil. It inhibits salivary gland secretion. So, dito sa baba yung kanyang function. Okay. So, let's classify the following if it is sympathetic or parasympathetic. So, heart racing before your investigatory project presentation. So, this is sympathetic because there is a stressful situation here. So, your body prepares for fight or flight response. So, this causes an increase in heart rate. Next, feeling drowsy after eating only rice inasal meal. So, this is parasympathetic. So, after eating, the body shifts into rest and digest mode. So, promoting digestion and relaxation. So, this can lead to you feeling drowsy. Next, encountering growling dog. So, this is sympathetic. So, nandito yung fight or flight response. Kasi, na-sense na mo na nasa dangerous situation ka. And then, relaxing for a nap after a stressful day. This is parasympathetic. So, after stress, the parasympathetic system kicks in to help your body relax. So, ini-slow down niya yung heart rate mo and pinopromote yung rest. Rushing to your first period. So, sympathetic nervous system yon kasi meron siyang na-activate niya yung fight or flight response ng system natin. So, this increases alertness, focus, and energy to get moving. Concept check. A person touches a hot stove and quickly withdraws their hand before feeling pain. What explains this rapid response? So, the reflex arc processes the response at the spinal cord before reaching the brain. So, when a person touches the hot stove, the sensory neurons quickly send a pain signal to the spinal cord. So, si spinal cord, ipaprocess niya yung information through the reflex arc, which involves interneurons that immediately trigger a motor response to withdraw the hand, often before the brain even processes the pain. So, mas mabilis yung reaction mo to protect the body from the injury. So, the brain will eventually receive the pain signal and process it, but the withdrawal happens before you consciously feel the pain as part of the spinal reflex. So, bago pa man ma-register ng brain mo na, masakit pala yun, natanggal mo na yung kamay mo. Ayun na yung tinatawag na spinal reflex. Okay. A person is diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy causing numbness and weakness in their extremities. Which component of the nervous system is primarily affected? So, yung kanyang peripheral nervous system. Kasi, this includes the nerves outside the brain and spinal cord. So, this condition leads to symptoms like numbness kasi and weakness in the extremities. Kasi yung sensory and motor neurons ng PNSI na damage. So, yung central nervous system, it's not primarily affected in peripheral neuropathy. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the role of the autonomic nervous system's parasympathetic division? So my answer is a person's digestive system becomes active after eating meals. So, parasympathetic division of the autonomous nervous system is responsible for promoting rest and digest function. So, the central nervous system acts as the control center, while the peripheral nervous system connects the central nervous system to the body. Okay. Let's identify the parts of the neuron below. So letter A, we have dendrite. B is soma. C is node of Ranvier. D is axon terminal. E is nucleus. F is myelin sheath. C is Schwann cell. G is Schwann cell. Okay. When a neuron is stimulated by an external or internal signal, such as the chemical signal or physical change, it converts the stimulus into an electrical signal, which is known as a nerve impulse or action potential. So once the neuron generates an action potential, it travels down the axon, reaching the axon terminals, where it can communicate with other cells across synapses through neurotransmitters. So, a polarized membrane. So, the inside of a neuron is more negatively charged relative to the outside, typically around negative 70 millivolts at rest. This is due to the distribution of ions across the cell membrane. So, ion distribution, it means there are more sodium ions outside the neuron, and there are more potassium ions inside the neuron. So, ion channels, so at rest, potassium channels are more permeable than sodium channels, meaning potassium can move more freely across the membrane, which contributes to the negative charge inside the cell. So, sodium-potassium pump. This pump actively transports 3 sodium ions out of the cell and 2 potassium ions into the cell, maintaining the resting potential. Okay. Concept check. Which of the following does not describe a neuron in its resting potential? So, letter B. So, there are more sodium ions outside the cell and more potassium ions outside the cell. So, this is incorrect because there are more sodium ions outside the cell than inside. And then there are more potassium ions inside the cell than outside. So, a stimulus triggers the neuron, causing the gated sodium channels to open. When the sodium channels open, sodium ions, which are more concentrated outside the neuron, rush into the cell due to the concentration gradient. This influx of positive ions makes the inside of the neuron less negative. So, as sodium ions flood into the cell, the neuron's membrane potential becomes less negative and eventually becomes positive relative to the outside. The change in membrane potential is known as depolarization. This is depolarization. So a small patch of the membrane has become polarized. So ito na yung polarized region natin. So, depolarization activates neuron to transmit an action potential, all or none response, or impulse conducts down entire axon. So, sa repolarization naman, magdi-diffuse yung potassium ion. So, ganito siya, yung kanyang cycle. So, from resting state, magkakaroon ng depolarization. And then, after depolarization, magkakaroon ng repolarization. Okay. Okay. Sa resting state, after mo i-activate yung gate, so, papasok ngayon yung sodium ion. So, after pumasok ni sodium ion, maglalabas siya ng potassium ion. So, sa depolarization, papasok yung sodium ion. Sa repolarization, lalabas naman si potassium, and then sa hyperpolarization, ganito na yung mangyayari. So, mas better yung nakagraph na illustration. So, at t equals 0 milliseconds, so, eto na yung resting stage mo, and then, pag mag-start ka na, andito na yung depolarization, and then pataas, repolarization, and then bababa ka, dito na yung baba ng 0, nandyan na yung hyperpolarization. So, ganito siya. Ito yung itsura ng kanyang graph. Okay. So, which of the following happens during depolarization? So, the answer is B. Gated sodium ion channels open, leading to an increase in the sodium ion concentration inside the cell. So, pag depolarization, gated sodium channels open. So, papasok ngayon yung sodium ions. The influx of positively charged ions causes the inside of the neuron to become less negative, leading to the depolarization of the membrane. So, myelin sheath, these are the axons of many neurons that are wrapped in fatty layer. This is produced by oligodendrocytes in the central nervous system or Schwann cells in the peripheral nervous system. Synods of Ranvier naman, these are small gaps in the myelin sheaths where the axon membrane is exposed. So, the voltage-gated sodium channels are concentrated at these nodes. So, saltatory conduction, it is the action potential that doesn't travel continuously down the axon. Instead, it jumps from one node of Ranvier to the next, allowing the electrical signal to propagate more quickly. This process is up to 30 times faster than the conduction along unmyelinated axons. So, one neuron transmits a nerve impulse at 40 meters per second, another conducts at the rate of 1 meter per second. Which neuron has a myelinated axon? So, the neuron with the 40 meter per second rate has a myelinated axon because it conducts nerve impulses much faster because the myelin sheath allows the electrical signal to jump from one node to the next, from one node of Ranvier to the next. So, this is the saltatory conduction. So, this significantly speeds up signal transmission ranging from 30 meters per second to 120 meters per second. So, unmyelinated axons kasi, they conduct nerve impulses more slowly, like 1 meter per second to 2 meter per second. Because the signal must travel continuously along the entire axon membrane without the benefit of saltatory conduction. So, si saltatory conduction, mabilis. Papabilisin niya yung myelinated. So, if you're having multiple sclerosis, so the immune system mistakenly attacks the myelin sheath, which is a protective covering around the nerve fibers of the central nervous system. This leads to inflammation and damage of the myelin, causing it to break down and form hardened scars or lesions. Or this is called sclerosis. So, multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disease. The, so, the severity and type of symptoms vary depending on which part of the central nervous system is affected. So, mga common symptoms natin ay blindness, muscle weakness, speech disturbances, urinary incontinence, coordination problems, numbness, fatigue, and balance issues are also common.
Okay. List the following in order. So, the number one is the membrane is polarized. So, the neuron is at rest with a negative charge inside and a positive charge outside the cell membrane. So, after nun, the stimulus triggers membrane depolarization. So, a stimulus na pwedeng mag-electrical signal, so it triggers the opening of sodium channels leading to depolarization of the membrane. And then next, the sodium channel opens and sodium floods into the cell. So, sodium ions rush into the neuron, making the inside of the cell more positive and initiating the action potential. And then next, the action potential is conducted throughout the axon. So, dito naman, the depolarization wave spreads down the axon, allowing the signal to travel along the neuron. And then next, the potassium channels open and potassium floods out of the cell. So, after the action potential passes, the potassium channels open and potassium ions move out of the cell to restore the resting potential or para magkaroon ng repolarization. And then next, neurotransmitters are released from vesicles into synaptic cleft. So once the action potential reaches the axon terminal, it triggers the release of neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft, transmitting the signal to the next neuron. So, this is the summary of key neurotransmitters, their function, and the substances that influences them. So, una, si acetylcholine. So, this is involved in muscle contraction and is affected by substances like botulism toxin, curare, and nicotine. So, next is dopamine. So, this is often associated with the sensation of feeling good and is influenced by drugs such as cocaine and amphetamines. Next is serotonin. So, this plays a role in regulating sleep, appetite, nausea, mood, and migraines. And this is affected by medications and substances like Prozac, LSD, and ecstasy. So, endorphins. So, this helps inhibit pain. So, this is influenced by morphine, heroin, and methadone. So, next is GABA or the gamma aminobutyric acid. So, this serves as the main inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, and it is affected by alcohol, volume, and barbiturates. So each neurotransmitter plays a crucial role in brain function and behavior and can be significantly altered by specific drugs and chemicals. So at resting potential, mag-open yung at resting potential, naka-close pa yung gate ng sodium at saka potassium. So when an action potential is generated, mag-open yung voltage gated ng sodium and then papasok yung sodium. Tapos, during depolarization, the threshold is crossed and the membrane potential decreases. And then during repolarization, voltage-gated channels of the sodium become inactivated. So, dito sa repolarization, yung gate naman ni potassium yung mag-open at lalabas siya.